So today I have my Cynder deck, as I'm calling it. Shout out to Austin Hollett for the name. It works because Cynder, if you watch Skylanders, is a dragon that uses lightning, and this is my Cyber Dragon with a Thunder Dragon engine. First off, 3 Cyber Dragons standard. You don't have to explain it. If you're playing Cyber Dragons and you don't know what Cyber Dragon is, you should probably not play. 3 Cyber Dragon core. Probably the most important Cyber Dragon. It searches your spells and your traps. It can summon from your deck if it's in the grave and you control no monsters while your opponent does. Our first machine dupe target, just very, very versatile. 3 Hers. I don't use his becoming a level 5 effect too often. More often than not, I want to, if I don't need a light in my hand, I'll grab core back from my graveyard. Otherwise, you bounce a Cyber Dragon, you search it from your deck when it goes to the grave. And rounding out our Cyber Dragons, 1 Vire. If I don't have machine dupe in my hand, I will chain block core. But it's pretty much just link fodder, an extra name, and it's a level 4, so it's another target for our overflow. First non-Cyber Dragons, Galaxy Soldier, staple in the deck. Play 3 at least for now. We'll see what happens when Notchsters comes out on the 5th of April. But for now, for sure, it stays at 3. Level 5 light machine, summons itself, searches itself, fills your grave up. Then on to hand traps. Until recently, I mained Droll, but I made the switch to Ghost Ogre. While Droll can help out a lot in some matchups, like Sky Striker, Ghost Ogre works in basically every matchup. And you can still hit multi-roll and Sky Striker and just other cards and matchups. There's not a matchup I can't think of where you can't Ogre something, because pretty much every deck nowadays is based around the card effects, and it doubles up as a light monster, so you can discard it for Galaxy Soldier. 2 Ash Blossom, probably the most versatile hand trap. So why do I play 2? When I played 3 a lot, it was hindering my plays with just too many. I don't know. I guess I could play 3 and only 2 Ghost Ogres, but like I said, at least Ghost Ogres, if they get clogged in my hand, I can discard them for Galaxy Soldier. Onto the spells. 3 Cyber Emergency. It's your 6 copies of core. You want to see core right away, so search that out. It can also search out Eltonin since it cannot be normal summoned. You can't search Galaxy Soldier or your Kaiju, and if the activation's negated, you can add it back to your hand by discarding a card. Keep in mind, if it gets ashed, ash negates the effect. It does not negate the activation, so you do not get it back. Other cyber cards. Repair Plant, 9 times out of 10 you're searching Galaxy Soldier or Kaiju. And Rev System, it's our archetype Reborn, protects it from card effects, so a Rev System Seeger is really good. And it just helps get plays rolling because it can summon from your hand if you need. On to the fusion spells. Overload, you make Seeger hit Overload, and now you got Seeger Rampage for 12,600 and attack for game. Cyberload is resource management, getting all your banished machines back into your deck, or just quick play, use it after you attack already in the battle phase. So I like it at 1, it's searchable. Machine Duplication. We have 6 targets, and in this build I'm playing 4 searchers, so basically 10 targets for it. And it's up to 2, so if you open 2 in a core, you can get all 3 Cyber Dragons out. If you open 3, that's just unlucky, I guess. But if you have another extender, you can make the Griffin board and discard the 3rd copy, so at least then it's not completely useless. My last 2 spells, each one ofs. Since I'm not playing pure, I went with 1 Reborn, 1 Rev System, because I want to get back other cards other than Cyber Dragon. And Foolish Burial makes your Repair Plant live. You can send your core to the grave if your opponent has a monster and you really brick. Now you have core in your grave, you can banish it and summon a monster from your deck. Traps, Cybernetic Overflow, just clearing opponents' boards. If it gets destroyed, you get to search off of it. It's a really good card. I played it at 2 for a long time, but I ran out of room thanks to getting these bad boys. I was too cheap to spring for a third right now, but aside from Ash, it's probably the best hand trap. And if you go first, you can set it and gain the column effect and negate any spells or traps in the column. Just really good card. Otherwise, activate it from your hand if you open it and you're going second. And my last trap, 2 evenly matched. Dropped it to 2 because of room in this deck. At the end of the battle phase, you can basically completely board wipe your opponent. If you control no cards on the field, you can activate it from your hand. Just stupid powerful card. Then on to the extra deck. 2 Mega Fleets. Use a Cyber Dragon and a monster in the extra monster zone. Get rid of your opponent's Lin Karibo. Get rid of just problematic cards up there. Get rid of the U-Link. Really good. Pretty much a staple at this point because everyone uses the extra monster zones, and like I said, you just get rid of them because 9 times out of 10 you're going to open a Cyber Dragon. Other Chimera techs, Rampage and Overdragon. Rampage is pretty much the go-to for the fusions. He pops back row, can attack 3 times. You can send Core and Hers to the grave, and then Hers' effect, add Core to your hand. Overdragon, I really like to use when I have a ton of banished cards and you pop off Cyberload Fusion, shuffle everything back, and now you have like a 3,000 to 6,000 attack monster that can attack 4 to 8 times. So, Thunder Dragon, if you get him out, you can attack all 3 of their guys. You can just do a lot of different things. Obviously, decks have outs to it, but that's any card. Rounding out the fusions, Cyber Twin, probably my favorite of the fusions. I use it a lot, actually. Not too many people pop Nova anymore because they know that you'll bring one of these guys out. But non-activating, so 2,800 twice, and like I said, it doesn't activate, so they can't negate it and destroy it. They can't ogre it, of the sorts. But Cyberload, that's usually who I go to. More often than not, we have a fusion monster in the grave, so that's easy to have Cyber Eternity's protection effect, and it's a 4,000 defense. So there's decks that have a hard time getting over it. Onto the XEs, 2 Nova and 2 Infinities. Nova's, easiest OTK potentially with Seeger and a Cyber Dragon. You can special summon Cyber Dragon from your grave, and Infinities are, steal an opponent's monster to add it as material, your negate, just one of our few negates, so it's a really good card. You can only summon once per turn, overlay over Nova for it. I went up to 2 Seeger because I had a few times where I went to summon Seeger and I forgot he was already in my grave, so I had to bump it up. Basically a power bond. Any machine with 2,100 attack, he can boost them up by 2,100 either player's turn. He does not deal damage when he activates his effect. Just really good card. Like I said, if he's back on Rev system and can double his attack to 4,200, decks have a hard time getting over that. Going first, this is the goal. Get to Nightmare Griffin. It's our monster floodgate. You get a draw off of it, and Summon Sorceress makes it all happen. She's an amazing extender. I think they're both needed if you can, because trying to go when you're forced first, you need something, which is why I tried with this. Onto the Thunder Dragons. 3 Sarcophagus. This is the card you want to see. This is a 1-card Colossus. You play a gold Sarcophagus, banish your Thunder Dragon Dark. When Dragon Dark is banished, you can add 1 to your hand, which is where Thunder Dragon Hawk comes in. Then Hawk can activate, send himself to the grave, special summon Dark. Now you activated an effect in hand, have a Thunder on field, contribute it for Colossus. So Sarcophagus is a 1-card Colossus, and people said I should play 2 of each of the others because your other gold Sarcophaguses are going to be useless, yada yada yada, and I haven't found that to be true. Worst case scenario, I get another one and I'll just banish like Cyber Dragon Core and get it in 2 turns. or I'll banish an original Cyber Dragon if I have Cyber, and then search out Cyber Load Fusion, because I just fielded my Cyber Load Fusion. So it's really not dead, and I don't think I need to adjust it because I've already tried a lot of ratios. And that's that for my Cynder deck profile.